So at that point in time, you may recall, we didn't have restrictions on gatherings in place, but what we did have was a risk assessment process for every event that looked at, who were the people that were coming, where were they coming from, where had they been before they came here, what was the type of situation, was it indoors, was it outdoors, was it in a large stadium, was it in small conference rooms? So it was a very detailed process that we were going through with each of the events. So that risk assessment, I was well aware of the one that had been done for the Rugby Sevens. They're done at a local level with the regional health authorities, with the municipalities, and we felt that the Rugby Sevens was not a high-risk event given the clientele, the people who were going to be attending, so the teams and where they had been and what they had been doing prior to arriving. So there was a lot of events that were happening around the province around that period of time where this type of assessment was done. The large number of people who came to the conference, including many thousands of people from other countries where we now recognize there was quite a lot of transmission happening, would have made that a riskier environment, as well as it was indoors in a conference center where there was a lot of opportunity for people to gather and do the things that they do and network at those types of conferences. So it was a time frame when we didn't have prohibitions on people gathering in numbers, but it certainly was something that sparked the importance of making sure that we don't have large numbers of people gathering together when this virus is still in our communities. And that is one of the reasons why we have continued to have the order in place around gatherings over 50. It's not a magic number, as I've said, and it is actually quite. We've been talking across the country, and 50 is highest of all of the provinces in the country right now in terms of gatherings. So, it is in keeping with what people are doing around the world. We're trying to find ways of making sure we have some consistency in how we're doing things. And there's some good evidence that has recently come out that maintaining those distances and having smaller numbers of people is an effective strategy for preventing transmission. This is not meant to be punitive. It's meant to create the environment that allows us to be safe and have the social interactions with each other and ensure that we can manage the safe distances between us and that we're not potentially exposing a large number of people to the virus, now that we know it can possibly be transmitted when people have very mild symptoms or may not recognize that they're ill. And we continue to see that as a challenge here in BC and elsewhere in the country, where we see clusters of cases at workplaces when people go back into the workplace. Or we've seen it as well here in BC recently with large family gatherings where there was transmission between people. So those are the things that we need to take with us. And as we moved into the next phase and as we get adjusted to our new normal with this virus still with us,